Welcome back to Radio Entrepreneurs. I'm Jonathan Friedman in the studio today, and remind our listeners that Radio Entrepreneurs can be held daily or across the Radio Entrepreneurs Network and across our social media platforms, Google+, Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, and Twitter, and make sure that our listeners go there and join us to get in on the conversation. And our next guest in the studio, we're pleased to have Katherine Fairbanks, Katherine of Dirty Girl Disposal. Welcome back to Radio Entrepreneurs.
Thank you, Jonathan. I'm happy to be here.
Well, it's always a great pleasure. You bring such energy and excitement to the studio and liven it up. So
Yeah.
I wanted to, before we came on the air, you had talked about the interesting, to use a phrase, season that you had. And imagine, logistically speaking, this New England winter that we had was a real challenge for you.
Words can't describe the challenges that I encountered this winter. You know, obviously the snow creates chaos for everyone. And, you know, it came so suddenly, and it came one storm after another storm, days apart. Trying to keep trucks running, you know, was really difficult. We had containers out there in the field. Some of them are still even out there because they're not accessible.
Wow.
You know, they're buried under snow bankings, or they're blocked by snow bankings, and we can't get to them. So
And that's your inventory sitting out there?
It is. It's my inventory. It's sitting out there, and, you know, it's starting to move again. You know, this good weather absolutely has things moving again, so that's a good thing. But, you know, we had days where we had to actually cancel pickup service from my primary company, you know, Millbury Rubbish Removal, which is, you know, the first company that I owned before I started Dirty Girl. It does residential service and that kind of work. And we actually had days that we had to cancel. Like, we just couldn't go out and pick up trash. It wasn't safe. My employees couldn't get in. The trucks couldn't get out. You know, we were doing some snow removal and some snow plowing, and that, you know, that conflicted with the trash pickup.
And then I would imagine that because of the nature of your business and you're a cyclical, well, not cyclical, but you've got route business, you got to be at that place every Friday that it starts to back up.
It does. It does. And, you know, we actually lost 2 customers this winter. And to ever lose a customer is always distressing. But it almost angered me that these 2 individuals, and it was definitely snow related. You know, one customer, an attorney in my local town, had a dumpster, and he's an on-call customer. And so he called us. We had a snowstorm the next day, so we didn't get to dump him because of the snowstorm. So he got put back on the schedule. 3 days later, we had another snowstorm. And I'm not talking about 2 or 3 inches. Right. I'm talking in Worcester, you know, Millbury, we had 30 inches of snow on Monday, Sunday, Monday, and then on Friday, we had 30 more inches of snow.
Right.
You know, I couldn't even see out my windows, never mind get my trucks to go empty a dumpster. And this attorney customer was so frustrated, he canceled service and switched to someone else. I said, let me do the final dump, you know, let me do that last dump at no charge. You know, let me do something to make this right for you so that you understand. No go. Couldn't do it. Well. You know, it's like, it breaks my heart. It breaks my heart.
Right. So I guess one of those lessons learned is sometimes Mother Nature and the things outside of your control. So how do you as an entrepreneur mitigate those things, and how do you tackle them? How do you deal with them? And in particular, in your business, you were severely impacted by the weather.
We were.
So what did you do for your other customers to maintain that relationship? And was it proactive in getting out and communicating with them that the dumps weren't happening?
So we have a great database of emails for all of our customers. So as storms were approaching the day before, you know, we would send a heads up. Maybe we're not going to be there tomorrow. Please watch your email box in the morning. We'll let you know what the plan is, you know, if we don't finish the route, because there were days that we would go out and start, but because it was so slow moving, we wouldn't get finished by the end of the day. So then I would send out another email. Customers actually provided feedback. Don't worry about it. You do a great job. You know, we're really happy for your efforts, you know, whatever. So that was probably the biggest change that we had made over the last 2 years, is to establish the database to keep customers advised of what's going on with their service. And they really did seem to appreciate it. And, you know, overall, you know, people were understanding.